Thank you so much. So at this point, I would like to go ahead and introduce you all to our keynote speaker tonight, Goddexx. Due to the rescheduling of our event, they're joining us today via Zoom. So give me just a moment to get their Zoom call pulled up on screen, and then we will introduce them. All right. Hello, Goddexx. Are you there with us?
Yes.
Awesome. Hello. Welcome. All right. Hello, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and go through your introduction real quick, and then we will go ahead and get started with our keynote. So, Goddexx is a performance artist, full spectrum life coach, and intuitive raised in New Jersey with mixed Peruvian and Cuban heritages. They are the author of Butterfly, Una Transformación, a collection of poetry which provides a spiritual framework around the process of inner transformation through 4 phases of metamorphosis: release, renewal, retreat, rebirth. Through their work, they explore a variety of themes ranging from healing, self-love, sexuality, faith, intimacy, gender expression, trauma, and reclamation. In addition to their poetry and performance art, Goddexx supports folks to embrace and embody the full spectrum of their being. They coach people going through pivotal transitions in their intimate lives, whether through personal or social circumstances, supporting people to come into their own rituals, deepen their intuition, and practice empowered vulnerability. Goddexx's creative philosophy is simple. Performance is ritual, poetry is ritual, creating is ritual. Their vision is to inspire young adults healing from shame, particularly those who identify as queer, trans, two-spirit, or non-binary. They aim to help people deepen their intuition and embrace their full spectrum of being. Everyone, please welcome Goddexx.
Thank you so much, Kenton, for that introduction. And hello, everyone. I cannot see you, so it's a little strange on my end. I'm so used to being in person most of the time, but the pandemic has definitely changed things in our world. But thank you for receiving me. Thank you for trusting me and my voice. Oh, I can see some folks. Hello. Y'all look beautiful. Hi. It was really heartwarming to hear everyone speak before me. As a young person, I remember being in college, not knowing that I was trans yet, and through the support of college support services and the professionals that I got to meet during my time in undergraduate education, I was able to um, find the courage to come out as trans and also find the support that I needed to come out as trans. So it just is very comforting for me to hear that there is so much support at Bellevue College for the trans youth and the trans students there. So just wanting to say thank you for being a support, being someone to rely on, an ally, a role model, someone, right? Like we all need someone in this journey of life, especially trans youth. Um, and during this time, especially for Trans Day of Remembrance, it's a day to remember all those lives that have been lost due to violence. As Kenton mentioned, a disproportionate amount of trans people of color, especially Indigenous and Black women, are the victims of this violence. And it's heavy. So wanting to just hold space, hold breath, hold a moment of silence for all those lives which were lost this year. I know that Kenton mentioned it was about 30. When I looked it up, I saw the number 33. And of course, those numbers do not capture the amount of lives that have gone astray and that have been lost due to this violence because so many are unaccounted and go unseen, go unnoticed. So taking a deep breath in for those 33 lives just for this moment before I continue speaking. I am gonna be 33 this year. I know that I look much younger. It's the genes, it's the trans genes, I like to say. I've also been on testosterone for 10 years now. So I'm 10 years old in trans year, not quite 33. 10 years coming for my top surgery anniversary as well. It's a big number. Uh, it's a big number because not we we are at a loss of trans elders. So I've been sitting a lot with that idea. I'm like, wow, I'm going to be 33 years old this coming year of 2025, and so many trans people like can't even imagine getting into adulthood, and that's sad, right? So I'm really happy to know that I'm on my way to trans elderhood, so one day trans youth can look up to me. Um, my trans youth was not easy. Uh, I grew up in Hudson County, New Jersey, and I grew up low income. I grew up struggling with a lot of health issues, a lot of mental health issues, and just struggling because I didn't see myself reflected. I coped with a lot of alcohol and just things to numb out the pain. And it wasn't until went into college, I attended Rutgers University, that I met some really great um, yeah, some really great mentors who made me see that it was possible to grow up and be trans and grow up and be queer and grow up and be powerful. Um, so I give a lot of gratitude to those who walked before me, who are still here, and those who have gone. Um, the way that I've been able to move through this world and really find a sense of purpose and find a sense of power has been through affirmation and word magic, whether that's through poetry, or that's through a conversation with a friend. Um, so I want to offer some words I wrote today that came during ritual and prayer, um, some trans affirmation. Trans people deserve to be remembered every day, to be a forethought and a priority in people's lives. And in some ways we are, but so often out of fear. Fear that generates violence and hatred. So often violence leads to a premature death. Death of lives gone too soon. Death of dreams gone unactualized. Death of possibility not fulfilled. This isn't always a physical death. It's also the death of a life that goes not fully lived to one's true potential because external forces stifle the necessary elements to live. It's the loss of childhood and youthhood because one is unable to live as their most authentic self. We breathe for this loss of life. We breathe in and we breathe out. Through death, we live, we continue to live. For those whose lives have gone unfulfilled and unrecognized because of the inherent injustices of this world. Trans people, we represent the doorways to infinite possibilities of being. And this shakes one to the core because what is life when one's own preconceived notions are challenged? What is one's life when they must confront themselves and everything they have ever known and tear it down and build a new structure? And what is one's life when we are called to create a new man, woman, gender variant laws that honor all human beings? Trans people are living angels on this earth, guiding others towards equilibrium of expression. Trans people are deserving of rest while we are alive. Trans people are precious and deserve to be protected. May all trans children, including inner children, be remembered. May our ancestors be remembered. May we remember to not only rest in peace when it is our time, but to live with peace, live with power, and live with rest. May we remember the trans people who rested while alive, the trans people who lived simple lives, the trans people who simply were despite the challenges and obstacles of life, the trans people who go unnamed and unseen. May we remember and center all those who are lost and unaccounted. May they be protected and poured into in life, in legacy, in laughter, in love. Love, love, love. Love is 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 love. Is love. Is love. Es amor. Es amor. Es amor. Es amor. 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 Love is the ocean. It is the tides rushing to shore for safety in 33 individual grains of sand. It is the individual who dares to ride each tidal wave. It is the openness and width the ocean signifies a space big enough for all her children to challenge, learn, and grow from each other. It is a nourishing blanket meant to revive the breath of every being who has sunk but then has risen between the waves, a reclamation of power, the faith that she will carry us home again. Love is a cycle. It is a beginning, middle, and end. It is a full moon reigning in her most robust state. It is half moon, a symbol of abundance, not deficiency. It is quarter moon, the size of a fingernail, guiding us in the direction of our personal journeys. It is new moon, restarting the phases again and again and again, a realization that there is no need to worry over lack because we shall become full again. Love is the riverbed. It is the ebb and flow we must allow ourselves to lay in, the deepness we must jump headfirst into, the darkness we must explore to emerge with our own true refuge of richness. It is the jagged rocks along the way we must overcome, break through, return anew. It is the healing of past wounds, the willingness to engage the pain for beauty to emerge, a remembrance that life is a lesson about integration, that we must integrate our shadow parts to achieve equilibrium again. Love is a constellation. It is the tracing line our ancestors left for us to follow, their sacred tears we feel in the most intricate parts of our souls. Each time we look up to the stars, it is the mysteries they wish for us to embrace. It is the empowering stories they wish for us to pass on generation from generation. It is the courage, strength, and dignity they have woven into the sky, a resilience that is meant to be honored and recognized again, again. Love is the willow tree. It is the rain she calls forth to bring cleansing to all living beings. It is the protection and nurturing wisdom she holds at the core of her foundation. It is the roots she digs deep into Mother Earth to create a solid grounding. It is the ancestral knowledge she provides to make sure we begin to do our own work to bring our body, mind, soul, and spirit aligned. It is the exploration of our full truths in all their colors. It is the messy and limited parts of ourselves. It is the vibrant and expandable parts. It is the autumn leaves that transform and accept the lesson of free range. It is the prosperous green that spring trees beckon flowered petals to dance to. A renewal from cold to warmth, a renewal to a restful lullaby, to a song that speeds your heart rate. Love is balance. Amor es paciencia. Love is kind. Amor es amiable. Love is vulnerability. Amor es humano. Love is feeling through the pain. Amor es aparecer. Love is layers. Amor es presente. 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 Estamos presente. Amor es una invitación. Love is receptive. Love is tamed. Love is wild. Love is liberating. Love is free. Love is joy. Love is grief. Love is essence. It is spirit. It is life. Love is repetition. Love is always beating again and again. Love is our natural rhythm thumping loud against our chest. Love is the universal heartbeat that unites us all, a calling that beckons us to create una nueva familia, una comunidad en unidad. Love is our pulse. Love is trans. Thank you. In times of great grief, I like to write poems. In times of great grief, I like to rest. In times of great grief, I like to meditate and I like to affirm. So thank you for receiving that, those prayers, those affirmations, those poems, those words. Words, embodiment, seeing other people, reflection of transness and fluidity, both people, but also in nature. Nature has been one of my greatest teacher when it comes to transness. Just observing how natural it is, whether we like watch a river and the flow of it, the way it changes, or even like my book, Butterfly, the blue morpho butterfly, you can find it in a variety of genders, I like to say, and the one on my chest right here is half male, half female. It just affirms that transness is natural, so thank you for receiving those poems. I want to share a couple more poems with y'all. That's really my forte. So just to affirm transness and uplift it in times of grief, to also remember joy and celebration. So I'm gonna read one from my book called Genderfuck. To be trans is to be a shapeshifter. Being a shapeshifter is a sacred gift. Do not let others tell you otherwise. To be trans is to be a prayer manifest in this world. Being a prayer is a beautiful blessing. Do not let others silence you. To be trans is to be infinite. To be infinite is a divine transcendence. Do not let others contain you. Trans people are the release of outdated beliefs around humanity. Trans people are the limitless ways beauty can take form. Trans people are worthy of being. Trans people are deserving. Now, this one's from my book. It's called Genderfuck. Fluid and fuck are my favorite words. Fuck for fuck your binary ideology. Fuck your binary ideology. Fuck your binary ideology. Fuck your binary ideology. Fluid, as in I will be the ebb which trickles right through your constraints. I am over explaining myself. So here it is, plain and simple. My soul is a fluid femme genderfuck. Te rezo a ti todos los días. My spirit is free flowing with the harmonious range of the Andes Mountains and the tumbao of Havana's waters. Speaking of just sharing these love affirmations, one of the last things I wanted to really point out when it comes to like trans affirmations and trans love poems during this time of grief and just remembering all the loss that we have witnessed this year, and also just the loss of trans youth even within our own selves. That's something I've been thinking about for myself as a trans adult now. Just a trans youth that I need to continuously grieve because of the powers that be, or I like to say the powers that were, because they are crumbling down as we continue to take rightful ownership of our trans brilliance and trans power and transcend these forces. I'd like to just share like a little, if you're open to it, and you feel comfortable enough, invite you into a short meditation, or a short visualization meditation to send out some prayers for our trans descendants, the trans youth who are coming to be now. So just you can keep your eyes open, you can keep them closed. I might have mine closed while I do this, or half closed. And I just want us to really think about the magic that trans youth carry, the possibility that trans youth carry, the creation that trans youth carry. And thinking about this power and this magic, just breathing that in and breathing it out. Breathing in trans magic, breathing out trans magnificence, breathing in trans love, breathing out trans divinity, breathing in trans healthcare, breathing out all that goes against it. And at this time, while we're breathing in and breathing out, I want us to imagine our inner trans youth, or if you don't identify as trans yourself, to maybe picture a trans youth that you adore, that you care about, that you see yourself protecting. Maybe you don't even know them yet, but you're just imagining them in front of you, and offer them some loving kindness. It can be in some words that I got you, I'm with you, or it can be, physical affection if they're open to that. Maybe it's a hug. Maybe they've been bullied all day and they got home and they just want a nice hug. So with this trans youth, this trans inner youth in front of you, offering them some form of care or love. And then offering these prayers, these spells, these words, these promises to them. I am creating a world where trans youth are heard. And just taking stock of how they respond to that. I am creating a world where trans youth are heard. My inner trans youth is a little skeptical, not gonna lie. They're like, I don't know if I quite believe you, so I'm gonna offer something else. I am creating a world where trans youth experience more joy than fear. That one was comforting for my inner trans youth. So just seeing how yours is responding. I am creating a world where trans youth experience more joy than fear. I am creating a world where trans youth are believed. I am creating a world where trans youth are believed. I am creating a world where trans youth grow into trans elders. I am creating a world where trans youth grow into trans elders. I am creating a world where trans youth are remembered having happy, healthy childhoods. My trans youth like that one. My trans youth likes to be happy. I am creating a world where trans youth are remembered having happy, healthy childhoods. Just breathing in and breathing out some of these declarations that we're offering the trans youth who are alive today and who are yet to exist on this plane, that they are worthy and deserving of having happy, healthy childhoods, that they are deserving of experiencing more joy than fear, that they are deserving of being heard and believed, that they are deserving, period. That's it. It can be that simple, right? It can. So I'm offering that prayer, that breath for our descendants, for little me, for maybe little you. May it be. May it be so. Amateo. Ashe. Thank you.
Thank you so, so much. And thank you to those of you who applauded again once I got the audio turned back on. Thank you so much. Goddexx, thank you so much for being here with us today and for sharing your art and your spirit and your healing with our community. Everyone, let's give one more round of applause for Goddexx.